Welcome back to our SQL playlist. This is Jerbs Explains It All, and today's topic we're going to be covering multi-table joins. Okay, this one's a little difficult. We're starting to get into some of the more advanced concepts in SQL, but I'm going to be here and I'm going to help you walk you through it. And I'm going to get a little bit of help today. We're going to spice things up, and we're also going to have some Taylor Swift data to help us out. So let's get started. And how I want us to start today is with a question. And I'm going to use that to guide our analysis and end up building our multi-table join. So the question that we have today is name some states included in Taylor Swift's tour. So here's the tables that we have to work with. So let's run through them. You always want to start there, get familiar with the data set. So first, we've got the Eras Tour table. Got a lot of information here. We've got the tour ID, the year, the dates, the venue, country, description, country ID, and the Eras ID. So we've got some interesting information here. No states, right? We don't have any state information here, so that's important. Okay. Next, we've got the states table. So we've got a handful of states that we could potentially answer the question, which is just naming some states included in the tour. But we have to think, right? Looking at these two tables, there's a state ID, there's a country ID, and we can go look at the Eras table. So there is a country ID here, right? So we could potentially join the two tables on the country ID. However, that join is not going to get us specific enough to a state, right? The country ID join is going to help us confirm that, hey, these are in the United States. And these are the potential states in the United States that it's going to be in, but there's not a strong enough bridge to join on that. And I hope that's making sense. So let's keep looking. Let's see what other options we've got. We've got the teams table here. So on the teams table, it's a bit interesting here because we've got a couple of things. We've got the state ID, which could join back to the states table and we can get the state name. And we've got a stadium here, and the stadium could join back to the Eras Tour venue. So to meet this objective of the query, let's do a multi-table join to accomplish what we want. So, and this is where you want to be very intentional. You want to be very careful about what you set up as your primary table and the order of how you're joining things. So again, just reread the prompt again. So name some states included in Taylor Swift's tour. Okay. Well, let's just start here. Say if you're not sure, you just got to start somewhere. So let's make this our primary table. So we're going to select star from the Eras Tour. Going to add an alias, E. All right, let's just do a left join for now. Left join, and again, we can't join directly to the states. I know we want to get to the states, but we need to join the teams first to get that additional information. So left join teams, T, on, and this is where we have the bridge, right? So on the Eras Tour, we said it's called venue. Equals on the teams table, and if you forgot, go double check, right? It's called stadium. So t.stadium is our join. And sometimes I like to just build slowly, run the query, and then build on top of it. So let's make sure this works. Let's run it. Okay. So we did a left join. So this is the Eras Tour first, and then left joining to the teams table. So we should see a couple teams here. We do, which is good. All right, so this join looks to be accomplishing, and we know that there's not a lot of teams in our table, so Taylor Swift is hitting a lot more stadiums than we have teams in our table we're tracking. Okay, so we've got this working. Now we want to take this to the next level, right? We need to get to the states now. We need to ultimately know the actual states that Taylor Swift is going to. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to add this multi-table join. So this is what you want to do. You're just going to add another join, right? You're going to do a new row right after the on. Let's do another left join here. So left join states, give it an alias on. So what are we going to link it to? We've got to link it to the teams table because there's nothing in the arrows table directly to link them. So t.stateid equals s.stateid. All right, let's try this now. Okay, so we've got the states table. We've got some results. Okay, fantastic. But now look, we've got a lot of data here, and to have to go through and try to drag around and figure out all the states we'd want to get to, it would be a bit challenging, right? So what you could do on top of this now is you can add your filters, right? Go back to our old videos of the where clause. So you've joined. Now let's filter it. So where state, got it, state s dot, we want the state name, right? State name is not null, right? Because we want to see all the states that Taylor Swift is hitting, or some of the states, at least the ones that we can figure out from our limited data. On that, all right, and we get one result. So basically, from the limited data we have, we were able to confirm that at least Taylor Swift will be going, or had gone to New York. So, and at the same time, we just did a multi-table join. So that's it. That's basically the steps. Again, very easy. It's just building on top of it. But as we talked about, it's being very careful and very intentional about what you're doing. So I did a left join, but what you think about is like you've got multiple options. So let's comment this out for a second. Let's pretend, so real quick, rerun without the filter. We've got this huge data set, okay? Now let's do an inner join on the first one. So we're selecting from the arrows tour, and they're inner joining the teams. So only where the arrows tour and the teams are joined together, and then left joining states. So we're going to grab all of these results, and then if there's a link to the states, we'll link it. We run that. Okay, so here when you do the first inner join, you get two results. So that's interesting, right? So let's add a few columns here in the select to, since we're joining three tables, it's going to be very hard to drag around. So let's just add the key things that we need. So, and you have to add the alias when you're adding the different columns for the different tables, otherwise SQL won't know, right? So let's say we want the e.tour_id, we want the e.venue, we want the t.team name, we want the t. Now let's want the s.state name. I move myself. Okay. And let's do s.t.state ID. Let's move myself again. There we go. Run that. All right, so now we can see this a little better now. So what happened here? So we inner joined on the venue equals a stadium. So at a minimum, these two venues and stadiums exist in both tables, right? And that's the inner join delimiter, right? We're not going to see anything else here. But we left join on states, so we don't have to have this bridge. If we have it, it's going to show it, hence right there. But we also have this null value because it was a left join. Now, if we change this to an inner join, it's gone because now it's requiring the state ID to match the state ID in both tables. So, long story short, the inner join could have also accomplished this. And that's something to think about in SQL, is there's not one way to solve a challenge or a data pull, right? I just showed you how we could do it in left joins and then just add some filters in the where clause. And then there's this other way, right, where you could just do it in inner joins. So there's not a right and wrong answer through doing this. It's what you're most comfortable with, and again, just being intentional and knowing exactly what you're doing, how you're joining the tables. Because if you do it wrong, if you grab the wrong join, you're gonna get results that might not be accurate. So a little bit of a longer video today, but this is getting a little bit of a meatier topic. We got some interesting Taylor Swift data involved, but that's the gist of multi-table joins, and we talked about some important concepts as well about different ways to accomplish it. And that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the little twist today, and thanks so much for watching. Humble ask again, please subscribe. That will really help us continue to grow and build more content. But for today, that's it for today, and we'll see you guys on the next one.